Hello there, and welcome back to War Thunder. So, today I want to answer the question third time's the charm because this is the third dedicated video to the STRV 1030, the Swedish premium medium tank, battle rating 7.7, rank 5. And the first time I tried it, it was disappointing. Then my good friend many miles away told me, they kind of fixed it. I tried that out. Second video. No, not really bad. But yesterday, this then was the second message, this time from Gaijin directly, that this tank was fixed. And if you use the work in progress client and etc., blah blah blah, it should work. Let's find out if that is the case. So what is this tank? What makes it so special? What is broken or what has been broken about it? Well, the hull aiming. Why hull aiming? Because the gun is completely fixed. No horizontal and vertical drive. You have to use the hull. Therefore, the new mechanic hull aim, which was introduced for the first time with the German VT12, which had then the difference that there was still some vertical alignment possible. And there we go. And no. Okay, maybe that's a fluke because I'm standing here a little bit on a side slope. But this is what the tank kind of was designed, to work on slopes. But they were kind of differently designed. So let's find out if this works. And the problem so far was that the tank has some trolley armor and not really that reliable, but funny at times, and mediocre speed combined then with a 105mm basically L7 gun that fires both types of APDS. And well, the thing is, it just doesn't work. The hull aim doesn't work. 4-second reload, autoloader system. I just can't get the gun on target. Okay, that was the second try. What can I say? Doesn't work. Am I doing something wrong? Am I too stupid to use it? No. The system just simply doesn't work. It's still rocky, it's still choppy. I waited a day. I have the work in progress client. I have it for years now. And this was recorded a day later on the 25th of March 2020. Doesn't work. What a shame. Again, I have to make here the huge difference completely clear for you guys. I'm not complaining about the original historical design, philosophy and design of the vehicle itself. I kind of like the idea, and I was really anticipating this tank because it's new content, and I just wanted to see what the hype was all about. But just look at this, and it rocks up. It rocks up just a second as I pull the trigger. The tank initially escaped, and just look at this. This is no control input. Again, the sliding of the tank, both to the left and to the right, and for going forwards and backwards on a slope is just way too brutal. Now we can see a little bit the effect of the armor, and it is pretty nice. So a really not that great ram from the rear. And now let's have a look. Just look how long it takes for me to get the gun on target to the weak spot. And it's, in general, you get the gun somewhat into the direction of the target. But the fine tuning, to hit the weak spot, to hit the ammo rack, to just hit the engine after all, that is just so difficult. And the gun wobbles up and down and up and down, left and right. It's not really a hydro pneumatic suspension feeling, right? This is just rough and doesn't work. Did you see how hard it jumped from the left to the right and forwards and backwards? Yeah, this is no control input from my keyboard. This is what the tank does, desperately trying to align the gun with where you get your aiming reticle. It still doesn't work. What can I say? what can I say? I'm really frustrated. I'm really not amused. And again, here before I activated to help my teammate repairing, the tank was rolling forward slightly on flat terrain. And this is the third time after Gaijin officially stated that it's fixed. They wrote themselves, the Swedish IKEA Boogaloo is now a thing of the past, basically. But it's just not the case. It still doesn't work. It still has the same inherent problems. And the thing is, initially the tank was at battle rating 7.3, then it got rightfully up tiered to 7.7 because of the firepower. Once you had somebody in your gun sight, 4-second reload, that is really great, and that on an auto-loading system, together with the gimmick that the tank is completely fully operational with only one crew member. So you can lose 2 of your crew member and still be completely combat effective, thanks to the autoloader, thanks to the gimmick. The armor is really trollish. The speed is kind of average, mediocre, call it what you want. But again, to get the gun on target, that is the difficult part. This is, when you look at ships, this was the early Mogami, when it was introduced, where the turrets had visibly more turning radius, the back turrets that was, but they just simply couldn't. When, for example, the HMS Dido had still the huge dispersion for such a long time. This is kind of the problem with this tank. And just look at this. I see that there is the R3. The vehicle doesn't want to turn, then it overturns, and then I actually have to let him drive into my gun sight. And he did not expect me here. This is the most advantageous position that you can imagine with such a tank. And even despite this, the enemies being unaware, I have a clear shot at them. They're pointing with their guns into another direction. As you will see in just a few moments more, it is so difficult. And so I cannot recommend this premium once more. I said it in the first video, I said it in the second video, and I'll repeat it here in the third video. This is a premium tank that you probably have paid, what, $60 for? And, or 50, I don't even know the price because I don't care. For me personally, this thing is worthless. The thing is, you're not gaining the Silver Lines, you're not gaining the RP to both research and then be able to buy the tanks in question that you want to research. Again, choppy as all hell, and on a slope, it just rolls forwards. It rolls forwards without control input. This is bad. It is really bad, and I'm frankly speechless that this is still a thing. Remember, Gaijin had the opportunity to refine it after the first introduction of the VT-12. Then when this tank came out, then apparently on the dev survey it was smooth, then they broke it again, and here we are yet again, after the release of several days and weeks of the patch. It's still broken, after they claimed they fixed it. This is just a complete failure, and I do not understand. I mean, I'm sure when it comes down to the programming there are some difficulties, but again, it's just the lack of quality control, and apparently this doesn't have, really high priority. So you don't have to play only a few dozens, hundreds of games with this thing to grind through the ranks of the Swedish tanks to get where you want, right? Just look at this. And the shell just dips down as I pull the trigger. And only because of the reload and a lucky coincidence, I get the engine shot. And I just also can't really change position here without, exposing my really weak side armor. But that's not the point. The point is that the hull aiming system simply doesn't work. And that makes the tank even less flexible, even more frustrating than in its inherent design has problems within War Thunder. I'm extinguishing the fire here, but I remember that when the gameplay happened, I was just facepalming so hard. I was so annoyed, I was so sad about and so sorry about the state of this vehicle that I didn't initiate the repair for several minutes, and I didn't actually see the kill message that the Centauro that was shooting me from behind once actually got killed. When you would make a statistical comparison, the tank would do fairly good, and also in certain situations it's really nice. But in particularly the situations where you're sniping at long to medium range, when you really want to hit that weak spot, even on a stationary tank, even if you have rangefindered it, you can't get the gun smoothly on target. And especially working ridgelines, which the tank, historically speaking, was designed to fulfill. It doesn't work. And it has not worked so for the better part of 3 months? 4 months? I don't even know. I don't even remember. And I don't care at this point. This is the third video that I dedicate to this frankly broken tank. There are over 1,500 vehicles in the game. I made 1,200 videos in the lifetime of this YouTube channel so far, give or take a few more or less. The thing is, this is the third video on this tank, and frankly from now on, it is dead for me. And I'm really sorry for any of you that bought it, because the answer to the question, third time's the charm, is simply no. The tank is not worth it. It is absolutely not recommended. Keep your hands off it. And if you have bought it, I'm really sorry, but you really should wait before you pre-order something. You really should wait for my verdict and for my videos. Which, granted, it takes a while. But I think it's worth it waiting for it before you again feed Gaijin 40, 50, 60 euros for something that is broken. And even if Gaijin will fix it in the future, nobody guarantees you that at some point it will be broken again. And that's it for me today, so thanks for watching, thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please give it a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and we'll see each other on the waves, in the skies, and on the battlefields of War Thunder.